Hey everyone, and welcome to Already Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Tara, and we are going to talk about the Twilight Zone Season 1, Episode 31. It is called The Chaser. So, full spoilers for the episode, as always. So, this episode, as we were joking last time, when we read what the next one was about, we basically read it and went, is this a Rohypnol story? Like, what is this? And that's not exactly the case. It's a classic love potion kind of story. And we were discussing if like is this going to feel really dated, or is the point of it going to be very much, no, this is something you shouldn't do because obvious reasons. And I think that is the message of the episode.
Yeah, I think it's also about just smothering in general. Like you
Sure.
think this is something that you want because the emotion of love can be so intense. But then when you have it all the time, it's not something that you really want anymore. So
Yeah, I will say
also a cautionary tale about really clingy relationships.
Yeah, I think the only thing about it that feels dated to me is that I feel like when it aired originally, I think the main character was probably supposed to be more likable than I think he comes across now. I feel like now I look at this character and I'm just like, you're a dirtbag, leave her alone. Like, 'cause the first half of the episode is him just like phoning her and harassing her, and then going over to her house and barging his way in and begging for attention, and I'm like,
Yeah, but I don't think it's too far off from like a lot of sitcoms would depict anyway.
not too
Even at
far,
the time.
not too far, I
Yeah.
suppose. But I just that was the one thing that kind of felt dated a little bit. Is that it's not so much that the message of the episode is dated. It's just that I feel like I was kind of rooting against him, and I suppose in a weird way he kind of gets his comeuppance at the end, bizarrely.
Sure. Yeah.
Uh, but her life is also still kind of ruined by this spell because now she's also locked into this for life. So it's a weird, like, no one comes out a winner in this. I'm kind of left at the end going, yeah, this has just ruined both of them forever. So yeah, the plot of the episode is that this guy Roger is wanting this Leela to fall in love with him because he's madly in love with her, even though there's no impression that you ever get that she's ever really given him time of day. But he's really into her, and he gets this card from a man who's desperate to use the payphone. And he goes to this address, and he encounters a Professor Damon, who
I think it's something A. Damon, like A as the middle initial. It's like super obvious.
Yeah, yeah. So he like sells potions and stuff, and he's like, you're here. Like, it's like he already knows what he wants, even though Roger doesn't know what this place is or why he's here. And ultimately, he's like, hey, you've got this the glove cleaner. Like this item will cost you $1,000. Is that what you're here for? It's like, no, but I do want Leela to fall in love with me. Oh, a love potion. Well, that's $1. And immediately as soon as he said that, I'm like, I feel like the catch here is that he's going to want to come back and get something else that's going to be much more expensive. And obviously it turns out to be the glove cleaner
Well, I
itself.
mean, yeah, the Professor Damon is telling him the whole time, like, you don't want this. It's only $1 because it's cheap and I can make a lot of it or whatever, and everybody wants it, but it's not really what you want. So he's telling him like right away, like, this isn't gonna, it's gonna work. It's gonna do what it says it does, but you don't want this.
Yeah, and you know the end of the first half, you know, the ad break is, you know, like the scene before is he gets to the door, he's like, hey, I brought a little bottle of champagne, can I come in and just and she doesn't want him in, but he just keeps nagging her, and eventually she's like, okay, fine, but it's only 5 minutes. Although she does insist on putting on a dress for the occasion, which I thought was,
That part might be a little bit dated as well,
yeah,
but yeah.
that was a little bizarre. I'm like, you're going to
She
kick
goes full out for the date.
yeah, you're going to kick him out in 5 minutes. In fact, not only that, she gets handed the glass, which he is, you know, roofied with the potion, and she downs it in like one quick go and goes like, okay, there you go, we're all done. Off you go. Was that worth putting the dress on for? You could have done that in your
The
slippers.
dress, she put jewelry on. I think she was wearing gloves. She had like an overcoat that she had on with it too, just even though they never left her apartment.
I feel like that just felt like a lot of work. It was a lot of work for not even stepping outside the front door.
Well, I mean, she's a prize, right?
Apparently. Apparently so. Um, so, and at first it doesn't seem like it's worked. You know, she's like, okay, now you can go. He's like, what? You don't feel different? He's like, no, go. Like, we're done. He's like, oh, can I even just have one last little kiss? Like, no. And then she kind of feels sorry for him and sort of pecks him, and it's like, that's the best I can do. Now leave. And then, but it's when she's walking away, she's like, wait a minute, something doesn't feel right. I thought that should have been better. Hold on, let me do that again. And she kisses him again. It's like, and it's a bit more passionate this time. And she's like, what's happening? What's happening? And he's like, come to daddy, baby. And then that goes to the, you know, she leaps into his arms and the Twilight Zone logo comes off of the ad break. And I'm like, okay, the ad break's a good place for this one. Sometimes I critique the show for having like the ad break feel like it's too late or too early. I think in this one, this is the neat ad break. Is the first half's about him using this potion. It's about him finding the potion and using it. And in the second half, we jump ahead and it's like, okay, here's the other end of this. Here's where it's went wrong. If anything, I'm surprised that it went straight to the he's already miserable, because I thought it might do a little bit of happiness first, where he thinks he loves it. He's like, this is great, like, you know, this and that. And
Yeah, but I mean, you see what she becomes after, and like I get irritated watching her and being like, oh, please just go away, just find a hobby or something within like the first minute of her coming back from the ad break.
Did I interrupt your book reading? No.
Yeah.
Did me asking if I interrupted your book reading interrupt your book
the
reading?
book, and as soon as he puts the book down, you can see her face. She's just like looking up at him longingly the whole time. Reading. This is pretty good. You didn't ask me, but I really like this episode.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot my format. Tara, did you enjoy this episode of Twilight Zone?
I really did. Yeah, I really thought I was going to hate the episode at first because I didn't like the opening scene with everybody in the line to the phone booth. I just thought the dialogue seemed like it was really trying too hard, or the one lady that was in line seemed ridiculous. And I thought, oh man, this is going to be a comedy. And so far, Twilight Zone hasn't really been all that successful with comedy.
Yeah, it's a weird scene actually, because especially like when I was watching, I thought, okay, whatever's going on here. I was surprised that all it was just to set up for the one guy to give him the card, because we never come back to these characters. We don't see them again.
No.
I mean, the one part I kind of liked is when the guy who was like eager to get to the phone just started buying people off for their place in line. I thought that was slightly amusing. He's like, $1 for your place. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll take $1. $1 for your place. And then the one at the front's like, how's first place equal to third place? I want $2. Ah, yes, very. It's almost like he respects our entrepreneurship. He's like, yes, $2. There you go, smart girl. Right, let me in.
Right. I thought the scene was a bit awkward and strange, and the comedy kind of was a warning sign to me. So to be honest, after that opening scene, I sort of let myself get distracted by other things. And so I didn't really pay much attention. But by the end of the episode, I couldn't believe how much fun that I had watching it, and I thought all the comedy actually really worked really well, so I went back and rewatched it. And that's when I caught things like the Professor A. Damon's name, and I actually really liked his scene a lot too. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it well enough. I don't think it's one of the standout episodes, but I think the character sort of, especially in the second half, really getting these kind of comeuppance of like realizing he's miserable, and you know, her just not leaving him alone and just being there, like, oh, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that, maybe we should do that. Oh, you got to work?
She was great.
Can I come with you? Huh? Yeah. Oh, I got it. Cat hair. Yeah. All right. Sometimes you get a cat hair in the mouth, all right?
I know. It's just a weird afterward.
I was just happy I got it. It was bugging me for like a minute. All right.
Oh. I thought you were cheering about the cat hair.
No. So, I think and he goes back, and he doesn't even, like, when he goes back to Damon to like, he's like, I always want to see how things are. And he's like, no, I know what you're here for. You're here for this. And he denies that he was, but of course, by the end of the scene, when he's going to pay the $1,000 for it, he pulls out a check, and like he notes, like, oh, already filled in, I see, and takes it out of his hand. And
I'll keep the glove cleaner.
Can I ask a question? Did you get the impression that this glove cleaner was just going to kill her?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think they made it very clear, especially when I rewatched it, and like the way that Professor Damon was advertising it. It was that it takes care of everything. It'll erase it. It's colorless, tasteless, odorless,
Yeah.
painless.
So, so if you look at this episode, right, I just want to point out how kind of dark the implications of this episode are.
Oh,
because,
definitely.
Because
Yeah.
he takes this poison, essentially. That's what it is. Let's call it what it is poison.
Yeah.
To murder his. We find out they're married actually at one point. To murder his wife, and so the ending is that she reveals that she's pregnant, right? And he spills the drink that he's put the poison in, and it's all gone. And Damon explained that if you don't use it the first time you try, it'll be harder to use, and eventually you'll never be able to. But here's the thing: he doesn't like make the choice to not kill her when he finds out she's pregnant. He drops it by accident, and then it's like, oh, I'm stuck with this now. He still wanted to kill her. He still wanted to kill his pregnant wife.
I didn't get that impression. I got the impression that he was so shocked by it by the news that he immediately dropped it. But I don't think I got the impression that he dropped it, that he was going to kill her before he knew about the baby.
You didn't think he was going to kill her?
Or after he knew about the baby, excuse me.
I mean, this is debatable, but he's definitely intending to killing her up until that point, and he drops it by accident.
Yeah, before, yes.
He doesn't.
But after, no, I didn't get that.
I don't know. It was just
I thought that he dropped it out of the news, but like wouldn't attempt another try because now there's a baby.
Yeah, but I think that in a weird way, that's what Damon meant, is that there'd be a reason not to, right? Like, it's like it gets harder because, and that's kind of how it manifested, is like, okay, now she's pregnant, your child is in there. But it's actually quite a dark episode. You think about all the things it's doing. This woman is taken away from her life, and she even remembers not liking him. She references, it's like, remember the first time you brought me champagne and you were nervous because you
were
thought
awful. And
and you thought I was never going to see you again because I hated your guts.
But she's saying this with like stars in her eyes, and she can't like look away from him. I know this episode really worked for me. I like the goofiness of it. I like the over the top characters, and I like the Faustian message about it and cautionary tale. It was actually pretty good.
Did you enjoy the way it transitioned at the end over to Damon again, just sitting like on a balcony, and then he disappeared like into thin air? Like,
yep, that's what he was there for, right?
I feel like there's a lot of characters in Twilight Zone that kind of fit this same character's kind of mold, where they're either they represent death, or they represent like a genie, or they represent something, right? But this is the first time it's felt the need to do the mystical, like, I see, he was actually something more than just a man, and he disappears. Like, we kind of got it. We got that it was...
Yeah, I didn't think it was necessary, but yeah. I don't know. Did you recognize the guy who played the demon? Because I think he was in Psycho.
I'm going to click on his name and find out.
I looked up all the actors because I always do.
I think you're right.
Just in case they're in Star Trek. And
every time, just in case they're in Star Trek.
Yeah, I don't want to forget.
Yes, he was the sheriff in Psycho. You're right. Actually, you know what? I recognize his face now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a unique face. And
in fact, hell, this came out the same year as Psycho, this episode. This was 1960.
Oh, big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big year for him.
Yeah.
I know their main guy, Roger, he ends up in Third Rock from the Sun. He plays Mary Albright's dad, which I always remember because of the hot tub scene.
Yeah. What's funny is this actor, the Damon guy, his last movie is his second most, because you know in IMDb it has like the known for, and it's like the 4 most known movies. The second thing he's most known for after Psycho was his very last movie, and it's Turner and Hooch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, he stopped working the year I was born. That was his last ride. He passed away in 1991. So he was 83. I mean, it's not a terrible age.
I mean, he looked pretty old in the.
Yeah, he's already pretty old in the 60s. Yeah, he's already like 60 at this point. So yeah, no, he was good. He was good. He was probably the best actor in the episode, I would say.
I would agree.
I'd say that. I think. Also, I've just lost my tab. I need that for later. I think the main character, like I say, is kind of like oddly. Like, you're not really rooting for anyone in this movie. It's purely a comedy of like despicable people.
Yeah,
And I
that's
guess
okay.
I guess maybe oh that's okay, but I guess maybe that's kind of the point is I guess maybe they could have made her more despicable as well, so I wouldn't feel bad for her.
I mean, she's not the kind of person that I think is truly like easily likable.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was really funny, but she also seemed kind of prude and and I'm not saying that because she was rejecting him. Obviously, he was too clingy and needy, and uh, she didn't want anything to do with him. But she also didn't come across as somebody who was not capable on her own.
Mm.
You know, I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't mind her, and I didn't think she was like a stand-up citizen either. So
I mean,
it's okay.
do you think there's also just a bit of like a sort of cynical message here about like, oh, you think you want romance, but then you're
Hmm.
trapped, and then that's your life ruined, and it's over.
Hmm.
Very cynical. I wonder if the writer of this, which was not Serling for the record, I wonder if the
It
writer,
doesn't sound like a Sterling episode
yeah,
now.
I wonder if the writer just was at a really miserable like marriage or something, and like this is what was on his brain. He's like,
There's a lot of miserable marriages depicted in this season one of Twilight Zone.
that's true, that's true, and yeah, it's funny because I feel like in a lot of them, usually one of them is the villainous one. There's always one that you think, oh, they're the dick or the bitch in this relationship, depending on who's
Hmm.
who. But you know, because in the gambling one, it was like the husband's the asshole, but in I can't the Time Enough at Last, the wife was like this awful person who wouldn't let him read a book for some reason.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
one of them's always the villain. It's interesting.
yeah. That's true. Or like sometimes they get very real about it. Like the actor who's trying to escape his life.
Mm,
One was more of a realistic view where, his wife is like they're clearly separated or in the process of divorcing and are trying to like can't stand to be around each other, but they still are have the need to be around each other because of the life event. So,
that was more nuanced.
they can't
Yeah.
avoid each other because of their situation or things like that. Like it's or even the 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 one on the train about the suicide. Like he had a miserable life at home also.
Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah, his wife was awful in that episode.
Yeah.
Awful. So yeah, I mean, I think that maybe this is the weird thing is that was the last episode, and this one, by its contrast, is a really sort of silly, funny episode. I guess it's to try
Hmm.
and cheer us up after after the miserable
That
ending.
was dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I really did enjoy this one, and it is a nice palate cleanser from the last one.
yeah. No, I mostly agree. I had a decent bit of fun with it. It's fun to watch them kind of play off each other.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I don't think it's like one of the standout episodes. Like I think last episode did like something monumental that felt like it was really poking at something. I feel like it was really trying
Yeah.
to say something. Whereas this is like, yeah, I mean, like I say, there's like a cynical like, don't get married, kids. Is
Yeah.
hell. There's that hidden in there somewhere,
Like
but
a
someone,
cynical cautionary tale about be careful what you wish for and all
yeah,
that.
there's someone miserable behind the writer's room of this one and just seething. He hates his kids. He's like, oh, I hate all these kids. I've got 4 of them. All they do is take my money. Ah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at the end, of course, Serling always comes out and tells us about the next one. He was on a set again,
Hmm.
and
They're getting fancy.
we're getting a trumpet, right? He was talking about a street musician.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
episode's called "A Passage for Trumpet," and the description on IMDb reads as follows: as as I don't know what this word is. A suicidale? Suicidale? What the hell is that?
I don't know.
I am going to Google this word because I have zero idea what it is and how to say it. Because I thought it was going to be like, is it suicide related? Because the start of it is very similar. In a suicidal fashion, yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
how
all
about
right.
that?
Okay, a suicidally despondent trumpet player finds himself in a bizarre world where he seems to be the only moving being, except for one helpful other musician. We've had a People Are Frozen episode before. This is interesting.
Yeah, but that one was, although even the characters speculated maybe we're going really, really fast and everyone else looked slow to us. Wasn't actually the case. They were just like tombstones.
Yeah, if I was to guess in advance for this one, I'd say it's like it's representing the fact that he feels alone.
Yeah.
Except that one other person who tries to help him, maybe. So, is this going to be the real counterpoint to the last episode, where it's someone who is suicidal but is saved, who is convinced to live again? I don't know.
This is the It's a Wonderful Life episode.
Yeah, maybe I'm being too hopeful. Maybe that is far too naive on my part, and this is going to be miserable and just.
I don't know. We sure do get a balance of like hopeful and dreaded messages in this first season so far.
Yeah.
More than I remember.
The Chaser particularly is a miserable message. It just happens to be wrapped in a fairly light-hearted, amusing story.
Yeah.
So it's the trick. It's like, nah, see. Oh, it's a silly little story. It's funny, right? It's funny. No, misery in your face.
Yeah, well, looking forward to it.
Yeah, so that's next. That's A Passion for Trumpet. But this has been The Chaser. So you can let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments below. You can like and you can subscribe. You can ding the bell on YouTube to make sure you get the notifications. You can, of course, support us by rating the podcast on the podcast app that you use, 5 stars, all that kind of thing. Helps us out, spreads us out a bit more through recommendations and things like that. But you can, of course, support us financially. Tara, that is your cue.
Yeah, if you like what we do, you could support for just as a little as $1 per month, and you get bonus content from other shows that we do. Yeah, check it out.
I'll let you off. I know it's been a long day. I'll let you off for the shorter abridged version. But yeah, check out all the content we have as well. Me and Connor are working our way through Star Trek: The Next Generation. We're on season 2 right now. So go check out those. You can check out various movie shows. We have a sci-fi movie podcast that me and Tara do called The Atomic Cinema Experiment, and
super fun.
Yeah, we at the time of recording this, although by the time this goes up, we'll probably be close to all 5 Terminator movies so far being reviewed.
Oh yeah, Dark Phase.
With the new one probably about to hit as well by the time this goes out. So. Yeah, so fun stuff. But that has been us. So thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching TV, guys, and Twilight Zone.